Vlad, real quick, Boxing Voice. You've been out of the ring for a while. A lot of it's not on you. It was Tyson Fury, unfortunately, holding you up. We know how badly you want to win the title. Do you think it's going to take you a little bit of time to feel sharp once you step inside the ropes? Not in sparring. Maybe just the first or second round. Just getting your legs ready. Feeling more comfortable after being out so long, or
what's the question?
Being out so long, do you think that'll affect you at all? Not your fault, because Fury did jam you up.
Well, this is the first time for me to be off the ring for over a year now. But the time I will stand in the ring on April 29th, it's going to be over a year. I was not fighting and was not in the ring. Is the downside or not? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I feel pretty good about it because I did have time to recover, recoup from all those trainings and workouts and fights in all the past, I may say, the quarter of a century. And you know what? It's pretty amazing. I just mentioned it when I was fighting here, first time at Madison Square Garden. It was 2000. Anthony was 10 years old. So, and I've been doing it non-stop. So I think this time was good for me to have this year break and I've been active and in training, preparing for my rematch, but which never happened. It's not the first one, the second one. So I've been active. It's not like I was sitting on the couch drinking beer and watching TV.
Of course not.
Watching some boxing matches.
Of course
so
not.
no, I was active and I did enjoy myself. So I will answer all those questions on April 25 as the others.
Now you're talking about being obsessed. Do you think that perhaps can work into your opponent's advantage, being that you want it so badly? Maybe you get too emotional in the ring, or do you think that obsession is going to help you ultimately?
This is a huge fight, and I've been in fights like that, so I understand the importance of the proper workout and preparation, and not to overdo it and not be prepared. So it's all about feeling. That's why I train myself in this case, and I create my own training programs and relying on my own experience, because I do not trust trainers in this case, because they can feel maybe you, but they don't feel you.
Will you be
from
training
the
with Coach
inside.
Banks?
And, yeah.
Okay.
And it's always been like that. Even with the manual, I create my own training program. So the manual was coming in and just for sparring sessions, just giving me technique and those hints. But the actual workout plan, and it was made by me. So it's something that I can rely as an expert. And so I hope on both sides this preparation is going to go well, and without injuries, that we can step in the ring and fight.
What's going to be your biggest challenge getting ready for this fight?
My biggest challenge, probably that was just said. This motivation is so high, you have to kind of hold yourself back and not do too much. So it's probably that's one of the biggest challenges in the ring, because you do want to perform, I do want to win, and I just have this one shot, one kill. I mean, I cannot miss the shots. That needs to be right there. And everything else, it's just in Superman's hands. I mean, you do the best, and then the rest you just perform, and then the rest will be done already in the ring. So
you've had a stellar career, well chronicled. What do you see yourself after this fight, regardless of the outcome? Have you thought about that at all?
I do not look past the fight at all. I've been in the past 15 years probably fighting from fight to fight, and I don't know how long I've been thinking about it and been doing it, and I didn't think how long I'm going to do it in the future, or what I'm going to do. I just always do step by step, and did step by step, and I will do it at the same time this time.
How excited are you about taking this fight to the widest possible audience, beyond fight fans, because you got the young line against the legend? Are you aware of just how much broadening you can do here beyond normal fight fans?
I probably will answer this way, that I'm happy that I'm not fighting at home, honestly. I like the matter of fact that the majority of the fans in the stadium are going to be AJ fans, not my fans.
Right.
I'm expecting that, and I know that is a fact. So that's my expectation. And I like just to fight not at home, and I've been fighting guys from New York here at the Garden. I've been fighting a German guy, Axel Schulz, in Germany, where 99% were against me. So I definitely like, matter of fact, that I'm not fighting at home, and I think it's going to be challenging for AJ to fight at home in preparation and all what he's doing, which is good for him. His training camp there always was fighting in London, and but I prefer to fight in my opponent's home country and home city than in my own.
Do you feed off any kind of negative energy then?
That's an advantage to me, honestly.
Do you feed off that potential, negative energy from the fans, or just the fact that you might not be at home?
You're in the tunnel. You just, even if you feel the presence, you feel it. But I feel like in the tunnel. So I know that square is everywhere the same. It's like in a training camp, it's the same. And there's only two men fighting against each other. So, and you just want to win, and there's no other things that can help you or distract you. So, it's all about you.
Sorry.
Do you remember when you were Joshua's age, or when you at that point in your career, what you were involved with, in terms of what you thought, what your mind process was?
I totally feel him. I've been there. I've done that. I totally feel the man, and it's like a mirror of myself. And we're all going through the same experiences, and I just feel his promoter as well, Eddie. He's a young man too. So and I understand, and I've been there, I've done that, and probably you're maybe a little older than I, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you just kind of know. You just know the procedure is pretty much the same. So people are facing the same challenges, and they react accordingly. And experience is something that you cannot just write off, and not to respect experience. So I think that's just experience. That's called experience. So you just know what to expect, and anticipation.
Joshua kept talking about just being mindful. What's really going to be doing the talking that day?
Well, it's not much of a talk here. I'll be honest, I don't know why, but always there was said like I got under his skin because of the mind game, and I heard it from my opposition pretty often, and in this case I just eat you alive in my mind. That's what I do, and I don't care about mind games. I mean, I don't care what he's gonna say or what it's just the attitude, and I know if you want to win, you need to be the man in the ring. So it's just something that is been taught and have been learned. I've learned it in the past, and there's not much of a mind game in my case. Of course, mental strength is very important. If you're going to be deployed and you're not okay with some issues in the family, or you can't focus on your job, so you just deployment for me it's my camp. So I'm shutting off my business, any other issues, and just there's only one goal that you're working up to.
Does it bother you at all that you never got a chance to get revenge on Fury?
It stopped bothering me because I cannot change it. So what I can't change, why should it bother me? I just
Dirt off the shoulder.
Exactly.
Where are you training?
I will train in Ukraine and then in Austria. So I have two camps.
Vladimir, so your fight is April. Deontay Wilder is fighting in February, I believe. Will you be watching that? Will you be having any interest in the outcome of that fight, or are you focused on
It is interesting. I would love to watch it, yeah. Who is he fighting?
He's fighting Gerald Washington. He's the last opponent pretty much got cancer.
So if I can see it, it's in March, you said?
I think February.
February. Well, I might watch it. If not, then it'll be delayed, yeah.
The American heavyweight has always been part of the history of boxing. Is that something that's missing in the sport right now, a valid American heavyweight?
In chess, there is a saying: to see what your opponent sees, sit where he sits. So, and I'm turning myself into the fans, and I'm like, okay, if I'm a fan, do I really care about nationality? I want to see a good fight. Yes, nationality, my boy, whatever, like, I'm supportive, and if he comes from a country, but it's secondary. In the first grade, I just want to see a great fight. And nationality is something that is not in first line. That's why I believe boxing eventually needs to be changed in a certain way, because amateur program is very important. The amount of fights and support for the fighters. Unfortunately, we don't have in boxing a union that protects fighters, as for example NFL has. We don't have pensions, we don't have, and all the fighters investing their health and their time into the sport. If something is going wrong, they're just on their own, and that should be changed. And that's another topic, but which really bothers me. So hopefully in the future I can.
Your opponent, he's never been 12 rounds before. Is that something that you're looking maybe perhaps to take him into the mid to late rounds to kind of maybe wear him down because he's never been in those waters before?
Well, it's one of the topics. Yeah, I mean, late rounds. How is he gonna do it in late rounds? But what am I gonna do in the first rounds? I mean, in the beginning, I cannot run around and do nothing. So it's just something that you need to. That's why boxing match is amazing in a certain way, because there's so many plans and so many issues that you need to cover.
Contingencies.
And what if it's you're not going to have a chance to go to the late round, so you need to take care of it in the beginning. So it's complicated, but it's simple also when you understand who you're going to face and if you're well prepared.
What do you see in his style that might give you some problems?
I think he's an extremely talented guy, and as I just mentioned at the press conference, I am going to be his fan. Even this sounds weird probably, even if I'm gonna fight him, but I think he's extremely talented guy, extremely athletic, and even if he's strong and he's all the strength that he has, as anybody, he has his weak sides. My goal and my task to discover it, to see it and use it.
Did you spar him before?
I'm sorry?
Did you spar AJ before?
Yeah, he was my sparring partner, 2014.
Well, what do you think about these days the heavyweights trying to find guys that's long, tall, fast to match the bar that you set up in the heavyweight division? Like